pal.
Sorry, I was talking about anime on the phone. You know that.
It's okay. I've been working my ass off in here. It's been a pretty good experience. You hear about the verdict?
No, that's why I'm stopping by with the foot. Well, I'm guessing it didn't go
So, well, I mean, I would say it went well in the long run. Okay, listen. One of the judges left and said the other judges admitted that it should have been a mistrial, but they didn't file for a mistrial during the process, which would mean they're going against the Constitution, which is the
Okay.
only law of the state.
Before we even get into all that, why the fuck was there 3 judges there anyway?
I got no idea. It's probably like a training thing
Well, they
or
need
something
combined
like,
fucking judges to make one single brain? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. You might as well get a jury at that point. Three judges versus
Exactly.
jury. You might as well just get a jury. Yeah,
And you
I don't
saying
know.
one of the judges thought it was a mistrial?
Yeah, so they thought it was a mistrial, and I believe it's Bailey. Is that the old guy that sounds smooth?
Yep.
He said, "Okay, well, fuck. If it's meant to be a mistrial, I can't be a part of this," and left. So, the Constitution says if it's meant to be a mistrial, then it needs to be a mistrial by the judges or the lawyers. They have to in the Constitution go for mistrial, and they didn't. So.
Really?
They all went against the Senate, which is the state. And I did read the treason charge, actually, because I was curious, and it does say of the state authority, not from the state authority. So they have indicated that if you break a law from the state, that you could be charged, which would mean if I got a citation for speeding, that is technically a law from the state. So everybody is treasonous in this state if you do anything.
I see what you're saying.
Whereas the reality is, it is of the state, which would mean you would have to have a law of the state, which is only the Constitution.
So on a fundamental level, they're fucked up. They fucked up the Constitution.
Yes, and if the land out here is given to this government, it is not the state's land at that point. It is given from the state to these people. Either way, I mean, if it was their land, like they said it was their jurisdiction, it's even more saying that it wasn't the state land in itself, or of the state. It would be of the local people, the government. So, yes, we need a comprehension check on of and from, and then maybe we can get to the bottom of this so-called law that they've written.
Jesus Christ, man. So what's the next fucking steps here? Because I'm sure you've witnessed it firsthand. The PD and DOJ are somewhat in cahoots. When you go to court, you're not only versing the prosecutor, you're somewhat versing the fucking DOJ.
But there was PD talking to us, saying how stupid it was. A few of them actually were saying that. And the crazy shit is, some of them were on the sheriff's office side, like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, well, you know what they do, right? During the case, all the judges, the lawyers, the prosecutors, they're all texting each other, talking to each other. That's what happened at our fucking case.
You think so?
100%. We have on one of the phones of the people, and yeah, they sit there and text each other and give advice.
No
on cases.
Shit.
Yeah.
To the judges as well.
Let me try to think.
Hang on, hold. Listen. We have got a method that we're trying. Listen, it doesn't matter if I get mistrialed or not. I don't give a fuck. Listen, if we can't fix the judiciary system, we need to try and use it against them. And if that don't work, listen, I'm fine. I'm in $100,000 debt because of this shit. I'm gonna catch a fucking plane to Tahiti and just live there. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I don't need this shit. Nobody needs this shit.
Just file for bankruptcy.
I don't need the money. It's not the money, it's the point, so to speak. Why try to fix a place that is so far gone and corrupt? It's already going to collapse in itself faster than it did 5 years ago.
Honestly, you ain't
Listen, I mean, we got a plan of attack. We need to get the phone records of these people, is the goal. The judges, the prosecutors, And just, if there's any indicator they were using their phones, even during the due process, that they talk to these judges without it being submitted, it already shows a bias, and they would be essentially fucked, because anytime they talk to a judge, we should get information from that. And I highly doubt we did, because as soon as we went in there, that little pipsqueak judge with a skinny ass neck said, I don't want to hear anything about state authority and laws in this case, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
He already knew
they communicate
there was some implication.
every time. If you're in a cell getting arrested, the cops are already there talking to the judges and already, planting the seeds in their brain. Or, they'll privately talk to the witnesses and this, that, and all this other shit.
The irony of all this is the one judge that I sent a message to excluded themselves from the case. The only one to do it. They were the only one to follow any decent protocol. And that's not a bad thing. That just, to me, says we do have good judges.
Just got to get rid of the bad ones. We'll fucking take them down.
Exactly. We just need to file for cases one by one. I think we do them separately, not in a big one. That way we have a higher chance of getting a decent judge at some point and having a precedent set that can essentially fuck the rest of the judges.
Who was the main one on yours? Was it
I think, I'm not sure actually. I have no idea. Honestly, there was Bailey, Jackson, and I'm not sure who the female was.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her, but yeah, Jackson was there.
Yeah, he's the guy that was talking about state before I had even mentioned.
Oh, that guy's a fucking bitch.
Oh yeah, listen, trust me. I do want to fucking turn that ass into a cartoon and strangle his neck like he's fucking, Bugs Bunny or something, and watch his head fucking explode.
Oh, count me in. I'll tell you this. I know you're not really all for this type of shit. You're a clean man. You were fed. You were fed at heart, and I'm a dirtbag at heart.
I'm not a fed at heart, my friend. Listen, I am a person with morals to the law. Yeah, listen, maybe I'm a patriot, or maybe I just believe in the law. I guess I am a fed, but I'm a fed that is true to the word itself, not a ratty bubble living in asshole that has an ego trip and doesn't understand the own laws, or isn't willing to budge laws based on inconsistencies. I am a man, is what I am. Okay? And you may be a man with your own morals, and that's okay. I can respect a man that has morals and works off what they believe in, rather than somebody who is abusing what they believe in.
Well, exactly. I'm a man with morals, and I use those morals to guide me to the courthouse and shoot those motherfuckers in the back right before your case. Well, not that.
That's what the fireworks were.
That's why they were all... did you see that entire corner? The prosecutor, her aide...
Oh, yeah, they all came limping in. I thought they just finished giving each other an ass fucking.
Oh, we gave them an ass fucking.
Yeah, and then the judges gave me one.
Well, we'll be out here doing our thing, seeing what we could find. I know you're going to take a legal route for these phone records, but I may obtain them a different way.
Oh, well, just remember, if you do get them... listen, it could work in a way against us or for us, but if you steal them, I guess we could still subpoena them. Maybe you just hold them or something. But listen, I don't want to say anything that's outrageous or against the actual laws. The Constitution.
Well, listen,
you know what? I don't think there is a law. Actually,
if I snatch them up, we'll already have a little sneak peek on the type of information that there is, so it can help guide what phones you should subpoena and what you shouldn't, and save you the time and the hassle. And as long as we keep my shit separate from yours, it shouldn't affect any of the trials.
I feel what you're saying. But listen, I think it's I'd say sit for now, but it is a possibility depending on the legal route of what happens here. Because if this mistrial goes through, we have proof that they failed as a judge and the state law. So if that's the case, we can already file for those two phones from the two judges. I believe because then we could too see if they were talking to the prosecutors behind behind our backs. And if we have that, then every prosecutor they've messaged, we can then get the phone records from, and it's a spider web at that point. You know what I mean? Hit them from the top.
True. Well, Siobhan is my main target, so she's probably the one I'd most likely snatch up.
Listen. Listen. Like I said, I mean, I'm gonna go for the head of the snake. While I feel like technically she is the head of the snake, it's only because her hands are up their asses, puppeting them motherfuckers'
she just
heads
stumbled
themselves.
into power. She was never elected into any position, but due to her relationship with Dab, she somehow is the shadow mayor.
So she isn't a part of the 8 in the council?
She is, but she was brought in by Dab. She was never elected.
Wait, so is she a 9th person of the council, or are they still 8?
I think it's her, Murphy, Dab, Cornwood, Crane, Cantor, some cop guy, and I don't know who the 8th is.
Well,
okay. Solomon was, but he got kicked out.
Yeah, wasn't he like deputy mayor or some bullshit?
Yep, he told me he just woke up yesterday and his keys were no longer there. They kicked him out and he never even got impeached properly. They just sent him packing.
So there's no actual charge to have them impeached. They don't get impeached. Like how does that work exactly?
Originally, he told me they're having secret meetings to get him impeached, and there was supposed to be some type of hearing or a meeting where they all voted on it. That never happened. He just woke up and was no longer in the council.
I mean, I feel like legally the mayor would have that power. Like if we went to a court and said that,
it's crazy, right? He never even got like a hearing. Or anything,
yeah, it is.
Right?
It shows that they're not being judged.
They don't even they don't care. They just want to swing their power.
So exactly, it would imply they're not doing it for the people because the people didn't have opinion on that. So they're definitely it's an indicator that they're not performing their duties as a leader of democracy for sure. I don't know if it would be enough to necessarily fuck over the mayor or anything, though, because technically everybody would expect him to have that power just in case there was some shit happening. And who knows? Maybe that guy did do something fucked up. Who knows? But I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Well, it may be good to talk to him, though. He has a lot of information regarding council, DOJ, and all the politics within it. As he was, he was in it. He was in it at one point.
I mean, yeah, that's that would be advantageous, very advantageous. I believe Robin, the lawyer I used, is around. I'd also talked to Mr. Chavez. He started getting involved last night and watched the case and had a pretty similar opinion. And Bailey came through, Slacks. There was like 2 or 3 other police officers were trying to. I don't know all the names, but it appears while we may not all agree on how we, perceive a law and what is just, at least there's a mutual understanding that these guys are abusing their power and isn't healthy for everybody involved.
Exactly. They're not policing it or, judging it for the state. They're just doing it for their fucking self.
That's how I feel. Well, I mean, listen, I've been told there's only been 3 or 4 laws made from precedents set in court, and we as the public can't even see them, so we don't even know the laws.
Oh, and don't you dare ask to see them. They'll get disrespected by that.
Well, listen, being disrespected by me, it's a stand-in scene. It's going to be a thing that happens to everybody. Even you would know that. We've shit-talked each other here and there. It is what it is. But listen, these fucking assholes are fucking clueless, all right? You can literally give them a dictionary explaining the words of and from, and they will still somehow contort them to mean the same thing, all right? That's what we're working with.
Because your case was already determined before you even fucking went in there.
I believe it was too, and that's what we are thinking. I think the redhead lady might, in fact, be a spawn of Satan, controlling these men.
The judges, Siobhan, the mayor, It's all one giant ring, and they all just coerce with each other and talk about the cases, and they pre-plan it all. It's all set in,
Yeah.
It's all set in stone.
I mean, listen, I got no doubt that there was some very big inconsistencies there and no real explanation. Did you know if there's a police vehicle and you're inside it, that if it's in an unsafe position, you can't move it. You have to just jump out, and if people crash into it and die, that is a better response than to get a joyriding charge, because moving the car to a safe location is joyriding.
Well, you know what they told me? Letter of the law. That's what they follow. But
Well,
it's not the truth.
Follow
They
the
don't.
letter or the word of the law, sadly. I think some people just can't admit when they're wrong. That's what it is.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They don't want to be wrong.
The only
They're in too
amendments-
deep, and then they just keep sticking with what they said.
Yeah, the only amendments I've seen are based on council talk. I haven't seen nothing else. It's fucking stupid. Hey, listen. Okay, listen. We can sit here and bicker all day, but I believe. Do you know any other lawyers that are good, or any other judges that you believe are intelligent?
Lawyers. I mean, Robin. Obviously, you got Nino.
Yeah, I got a feeling the lawyer side we're on right now is honestly pretty good. We're
Yeah,
we're all
that's-
pretty much of the same thought process, and articulate what we say and understand why we're doing it. So
Yeah, I think you're good with your lawyers. I mean, I had Mickey do a case for me, but like, he hit or miss. He a mama's boy, if you get what I'm saying. So he's either good or bad. He's on or off.
wait, who did you say?
Mickey, you remember Mickey?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I heard about that case. It was an interesting, an intriguing case. I would have tried to use it as case law for our case as a precedent, but the precedents are hidden because the judges are fucking stupid.
Yeah, our main thing was just corruption as well. We were pinpointing a lot of weird things of how Dab made himself commissioner and then involved themselves in the case. Siobhan and Dab both deputized themselves.
Oh, yeah,
Then
listen.
involved themselves in our investigation. Then were the witnesses in our. It was just a fucking mess.
It is absolutely absurd. The fact is, if there was one piece of one point at all when you were in custody or the trial had begun or whatever, during the due process, if anybody's rights were violated, they should have filed for a mistrial. And I got a feeling, based off their own fucking constitution here, that if they do any subpoenas, by the way, for you guys?
On my phones, yeah.
Yeah, did they show you the search warrant?
Nope. Not till the docket was up.
So there was technically a search warrant and a subpoena, or was it just a subpoena?
I'm gonna tell you this.
Because you
I've
need
yet
to
see,
file a
I've yet
search
to
warrant.
seen any of it.
Okay, well, you meant to file a search warrant to the judge, and then the judge will create a subpoena and give it back to you. You're not meant to write your own subpoena and give it to the judge. That's the warrant, and it says it in the legislation. And if you don't do that, any evidence that is used from that subpoena isn't lawful, because you're meant to write a warrant, a search warrant for any private commercial property, essentially. Otherwise, it's just unlawful.
After I'm still able to appeal my case, right? Maybe a good idea to do that.
Yes, it can be filed. Yes, it can be requested as a full-blown mistrial.
I'm gonna actually file for that then, because I think what you're saying is exactly what happened to us. They didn't do any of that shit. We just woke
It's
up
a
and like, hey, your
possibility,
phones were searched. Okay.
So, listen, the reason it happened in my case, though, it's a little different, because Bobby gave them permission to go through his phone. So technically, they were allowed to go through it, but it didn't make it lawful. So if you didn't give them permission, they probably did do the warrant. I'm not 100% sure, but I can look over the case, and I can get Nino and Robin to look into it and request information on that to make it public.
That may be
Or
good.
we can get your lawyer to do it if we don't have permission. But if you give Robin $1, or actually, if you give Robin $1,720, I'm sure he can help you on the case.
Well, essentially, yeah, he was the lawyer for our case with Mickey, so that would work out. And essentially,
Oh,
what
he's
we
already
got
on
booked
retainer
for
then.
was because we went in there and said meeting adjourned in a room that had a big sign on it labeled meeting room on a day that they usually don't have the council meetings. They usually have them on the weekends. This was on a Tuesday on a room that was a meeting room.
Oh.
And the fact that I tweeted out a few months ago saying, fuck the DOJ, So that's pretty much
a little
what
bit
fucked
different.
us. But
Well, it says even in the treason charge that I'd have to look at what terrorism is, but it's very particular to the wording. If it's of the state, it would only be senators that are of the state. So them being under the state would be from the state authority as well. So technically, depending on the wording, I'd have to see the verbiage. If you go get the charge of treason for me, not treason, terrorism, I can at least look at it and try to get an understanding of if there's also slippage on that word.
you still have that same phone I sent you?
Yeah. Actually, some guy gave it to me yesterday. He found it under a bed.
Oh,
I believe. Let me just
text
double check.
you. I just texted you.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yes.
Same one. All right, I'll text you the picture of that charge.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Let's. I'll see what I can do, and I'll mention it to my lawyers too. And I did hear the prosecutors talk about your case, and they had implied that, but they didn't exactly word it like that because. Not the prosecutors. Some people involved. I asked how they got the PC, and they said that it's because you ran into a meeting and implied that you knew the meeting was happening and whatnot. So, two is interesting to me. I mean, I believe depending on the wordage, either way, there's probably a reason to fight this again. So, if you get it sent to me, then I'll have a look at it, my friend, and maybe we can combine these lawsuits. And just part of it needs to stick at that point.
Perfect. I'll get that sent over,
Okay.
boss. Anything else you need in
Yeah,
here?
appreciate it. Nah. Oh, cigarettes. Can you get us some cigarettes and weed?
All right, get you some cigarettes and weed in there.
Appreciate it, pal.
I'll be back.